Hi everyone, Kate here, and in this video, I'll be showing you some possible hair options to pair with 1920 style hats. These suggestions should work with most hats from this era, including those with larger brims and something like a tam or a beret. Because despite the cloche stereotype, there were a variety of hat styles in vogue during this time period. Now, if you have short bobbed hair, you won't have any difficulty with hair-hat pairings, as especially in the late 1920s, hats were made to go with short hair. However, us long-haired gals need to get a little bit more creative. When planning a hairstyle to go with a hat, you need to consider where your desired chapeau sits on the head. For most 1920s hats, they will cover both the top and the sides of the head. This means we have very minimal space in which to place the hair. The bulk of the hairstyle has to occur slightly at or below the brim of the hat, with the hair sitting on the nape of the neck or lower. We have two real options here, a sleek updo that sits very close to the head all over, or one that puffs out at the bottom with curls. Let's start with the sleek option, as that's probably the easiest option for me with my naturally straight hair. Pull the hair back low and centered. Then twist into either a bun or an infinity sign, which stretches low and flat over the nape of the neck. Pin in place and add your hat. With this option, your face and the hat take center stage. This can be a good look for some people, especially if it's a very flattering hat, but I find without the softening effect of the hair, it can be more difficult to pull off than our second option. For this, you will need hair that is either naturally curly, I'm very jealous of you, or which has been curled. For a youthful look, simply pull the hat on over top of ringlets and let them hang loose. This is a look that would have been favored by a younger crowd. However, for a more grown-up look, we're going to have to pin those ringlets up. Now you can try my faux bob technique, which I've discussed in a previous video if you don't plan on taking your hat off, or you could simply arrange and pin the curls along the back of the neck so that they sit just at the lower edge of the hat. The hair can be slightly above or below this line depending on the exact style of your hat. This will work for any hair length other than the aforementioned short hair, which doesn't require pinning. Try to pull the front hair slightly forward when styling rather than pulling it straight back. You want it to hang straight down over the ears, resembling the lines of a bob. The best 1920s updos often blur the line between long and short hair, making it difficult to tell which is which. Now there are a number of different ways you could pin the hair, so feel free to play around with what suits you best. For example, let's try an earlier 1920s style variation. Now another thing to note is that how you pin the curls doesn't really matter too much, as once you pull the hat on over top, most arrangements are going to look more or less the same. Also, keep in mind that some hats are going to favor pinning up more than others. I find this brown hat often works better with ringlets, as there isn't much room along the brim to fit the pinned up hair. This vintage cream one, however, has much more room for those pinned up curls, which also gives more room to experiment with different types of updos. Okay, let's try one more slightly wild one just for fun. Now, my curls are getting a little ragged by this point, so it's not exactly going to be a sleek updo. But hey, a lot of historical styles were a little on the frizzy side. Well, that's it for now. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye! This video was made possible through the generous support of my Patreons. Thank you.